Michael, you guys do anything special for Christian's birthday today?
Not yet, but I think we got a team dinner later, so that'll be cool.
What's the mindset as you guys get ready to open up the postseason on Saturday?
Just be focused, be ready mentally, physically, and get our rest, but also get prepared for what lies ahead. So we've been going pretty hard the last few days.
What do you think Adelman possesses? Why do you think he's going to be a successful head coach in the NBA someday, if it's with you guys or somewhere else?
Yeah, I think DA is great. I've always, loved him since I came here. I think he has a, very personable, I would say personality about him. He connects to the players well. He's a great teacher of the game. He's very detail oriented. I'm looking forward to go through this playoffs with him, and I think he's going to do great.
Is there a sense of relief that this team might have right now, considering the turbulence that it went through? This was a pretty atypical regular season for you guys. Is it nice just to get to a point where it's like you can breathe out and get after it in the playoffs?
I mean, the playoffs is the most serious part of the year, so I think the last couple years before this, we didn't have a ton of guys with dealing with injuries. We starting five, developed that chemistry over the course of the year. This year was a little different, guys in and out the lineup, but I think we're ready to go. I think guys are excited. I think it is refreshing to know, we get to go in there and every game counts, and we just get to go in there and play basketball. The energy's been good the last few days of practice. I think everyone's ready to go.
What's the difference between maybe a year ago, the challenge of trying to repeat versus where you are now?
Yeah, I think, I just think that the league has spread out so evenly. There's so many good teams across the league. That playoffs that we won that championship, there wasn't much of a struggle throughout the playoffs. I think our most difficult series was Phoenix, I want to say. And we beat them 4-2. I just think, teams kind of, from that championship year, some teams have built their teams to, compete with us. The Timberwolves have done a great job against us, but then, you got so many good teams that we haven't gotten a chance to get used to. We haven't played the Lakers with LeBron and Luka on the court. I don't think at all yet, have we? I don't think we've played them with LeBron and Luka on the court yet. The Clippers got Kawhi and Harden. We've never got to play them that way. So I just think it's a different playoffs, and it's going to present a lot of unique challenges. And we're going to have to come in and really be, focused and game by game, adjust well, and take it day by day.
I mean, that unknown is interesting, daunting. What
I think we got kind of had a comfort level to certain matchups throughout the playoffs the last few years. I think this year is just so much so much different stuff going on. Houston's a completely different team, with their new coach. Oklahoma City's playing. I just think top to bottom, it's going to be such an interesting run. The Warriors got Jimmy. We haven't gotten used to them with Jimmy yet, so it's just new faces across the teams, and it's going to be interesting.
Philosophical one for you, Mike. What is the relationship between individual sacrifice, and team connection? And where do you think the team is right now in building connection through sacrifice?
Yeah, I mean, that's what great teams do. There's a lot of guys top to bottom, whether you're playing, whether you're not, whether you're the 12th man or the first man off the bench, whoever you are. There's guys that could be playing. There's guys that could have a different role. But to be a great team, everyone has to kind of fall into that niche that helps the team. And that's what every championship team does. We did it the year we won. Boston had their guys buy in and do it the year they won, guys sacrificing for the betterment of the team. And I think that we're going to be able to do that. And it's going to be fun to do that for each other. We've already won one championship. A lot of guys have already, signed contracts this offseason. And I think guys are just ready to go out there and try to win.
If you do see some Kawhi on you in this series, how challenging is it to prep for that? What's going to be the difficulty of that?
I mean, he's a great defender. I don't know how much he wants to move off the ball and fight through screens and things like that. I think he's an amazing on-ball defender. It's going to be fun for me just because he is one of the best defenders in the NBA. I think that they'll mix it up. They'll probably put Chris Dunn and Kawhi back and forth on me and Jamal probably. Is what we're getting. Then they got Derrick Jones. They got some great individual defenders. But either way, I think we got a team that moves the ball, exploits mismatches, and goes from there. So I'm looking forward to the matchup overall.
What's impressed you the most about CB and his new role this season, and just how he's gone about it and elevating his game throughout the regular season?
Yeah, I think the thing that's probably impressed me most is just game to game, how he's very consistent in his approach. He's very consistent in his approach, running the floor, transition buckets, and then I would say his shooting. I think he ended up around 40% from the year, and he's been such a big part from an availability standpoint, from just a consistency standpoint. I think he's been great for us, and he's continuing to, ascend. So.
Mike, the Denver mayor said you called him out of the blue and asked if you can get more involved with the community. What motivated you to do that? What kind of involvement would you like?
Yeah, I think basketball is awesome, but I've always been someone that wanted to use my platform for just a little bit more than just than basketball. So I just think getting involved in just different issues across the city. I've back home in Columbia, I've been able to do some things, and I just think out here in Denver, it would be great to just impact a little bit further than basketball. Whether just show just different things that we talked about, different ways I can go out and do some different things. So, yeah.
On the way to your championship, this group seemed to enjoy or relish proving how good it was, and it was your time. What does this group have to prove this time? What you embrace?
We're definitely not the favorites going into the playoffs. I don't think in the media's eyes. So I think we kind of thrive on. We've always been just a low-key group, come in and do our work and go out there and try to perform. And I think these type of situations, we're at the 4th seed. We got home court first round. We're right kind of where we want to be. I feel like I said, there's so many new teams, so it presents a different challenge. But I think that we're just excited. We're excited that we won those last 3 games. We got the 4th seed. We like the matchup. We think it'll be a fun one against the Clippers, and then go from there. It's really just, in the playoffs, it's one day at a time, so that's how we're trying to take it.
What are you expecting in terms of physicality, and how do you counter it?
Yeah, they're a very physical team. They're not playing to get stops. They're playing to steal the ball. So, we went through different coverages today of how they're going to guard us and different things like that. So we know, the individual defense, but then the team defense they have is really is one of the best in the NBA. So we just got to be prepared for how they're gonna play. Nikola in the post, Jamal on the perimeter, me. They're gonna help off of me. Who they're gonna try to leave open. We just kind of got to get into game 1 and then I think make adjustments from there.
You guys, 3 straight 50-win seasons in a row, playoffs 6-7 years in a row. Do you kind of take where you are at this point of the season for granted? Is it hard to not take it for granted when you're here so often?
No, definitely not for granted. It's hard to make the playoffs, and then it was coming down the wire with the seedings and the games. Definitely don't take it for granted. Like I said, we're excited. We got those 3 last wins and kind of where we are in the standings. Have home court advantage first round is great. But you definitely never take it for granted because you just know, this is the time of year you want to be in, and now we're here, so we get to go ahead and do it.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.